Hi, this is John though with the DNB Academy, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to make a heavy modulated bass with Serum. Alright, moving on to our project, I decided to add a little break to it. It's a pretty cool funky break. Actually love this snare. And what we're gonna do is just make a chaotic bass, period. It might sound an understatement, but no, what we're looking for is chaos. And if you want to transcribe and translate this into Serum, what I'm thinking of immediately is like movement. So the focus of this patch would be like creating a lot of movement and a lot of different movements inside the same patch. That way we can have this sound like morphing and having its own pace and rhythm to create that sort of chaos that I mentioned before. So let's start off by choosing our main oscillator. That's the main goal, and then we'll get into the movement part of it. So the main goal for this part is just like choosing some wavetables that will allow you to make loads of modulations, you know, so we can create that chaos, you know. So let's go for this one, like, or this one maybe. Let me just play something a couple octaves lower, somewhere here. You can hear there's a lot of different nuances within the same wavetable, and that's what we're looking for. That's exactly what we're looking for. So now let's just use our main LFO as our main source of movement for now. Let's just keep it default and let's assign it to parameters that we feel like they're gonna do something. We can already see like it sounds cool when this ramp reaches the top in the LFO section. Right now. Alright, so we found our first sort of movement that it's already bringing something to the table. Sorry. Now let's just choose band plus / negative as well. That's another source of movement. And this is actually the process for now, just doing this. You can actually like go back to some of the wavetables and look for something that beats you better. This one's not bad actually, for instance. Can even make this slower. Let's just give it like 2 voices here. Actually go with 3 with detune like this. Alright, now let's turn our sub bass because we need some sub, but we're gonna turn on the direct output. So this way our sub bass, it's not gonna be affected by any of the processing and all these movement LFOs and envelopes that we are building as we speak. So this way you can hear our sub bass coming straight out of Serum. Now let's go with our second oscillator, and that would be something like that as well. Let's go to digital and browse through these ones, the ones on the bottom of the list. We can like already do this, assign it there so we can see if there's any movement. Alright, it's just this can be a bit boring, but it's really up to finding the right wavetable I can bring something to the mix, you know? Like this one's fine. And now here we can actually go with mirror, which will give this a really cool effect. Let's detune it as well. We can actually put like the... Sorry, not this one. I mean the semitones up to like 7. Create this sort of perfect 7. Alright, let's move on to our processing. This is going to be a really simple stuff here. Just like a bit of distortion. And what we're going to do before that, I'm just going to choose another wavetable than this one. It's a bit too messy. Even this one. This sounds way better. Alright, I like it. I like it better this way. Right, cool. Now with the distortion added, we need to give this a little bit of noise. That way the distortion will work better. See, something just like this. We can actually apply the same LFO here. Alright, cool. Now let's give it a bit of chorus. Tiny bit like that. Let's apply a bit of compression. You can actually turn on the multiband compression and I'll add a bit of that. Alright. Just playing some random keys. I'm gonna put this back to default. Because this is also important, and that's why I'm gonna turn on the portamento. Actually turn the legato as well. Alright, nice. And now, one good thing about this whole process, it sounds kind of chaotic, as I previously mentioned, but we still didn't turn on the filter. That's what we're gonna do now. We're going to turn on the filter and apply it to both oscillators A and B, and then our noise. And we're going to apply the turn on the key track as well, so that way when we press like higher keys, the filter will be different. You can see it there, like the slope changes. Then we're going to go to the miscellaneous part of our filter here, and you're going to choose this very specific filter, which is this one called reverb. This filter can do wonders when it comes to this type of sounds. And this is going to be the only parameter that we're gonna assign a different type of movement. So let's create another LFO and assign it to our filter's cutoff frequency. Let's play around with this until we're happy. And now let's make this slower. And now it's time to draw some crazy patterns that you might like use it for so many different occasions of your track. This is now all up to you and your creativity. Let me put this in polar mode so we can actually like now let's try to ride like a really crazy pattern over here. All right. Cool, cool. Now let's start applying a bit of processing outside of Serum itself. So I'm going to use iZotope Trash for that. And I'm going to choose some of these crazier distortion units you get available on Trash, like we can go actually with like clip control. Now let's get back to our patch and play a run with this. Cool, I like it. Now let's make the final touches here and there to wrap it up. And it's really important now to create that chaos once again, to apply more filtering and a bit more compression afterwards. So what I would recommend is just like click on your frequency, on your filter, and then just assign it to automation lane here and go crazy with it. Make it on draw mode and just randomly do stuff. This is how these bases are made. You know, like now we're gonna apply some phase distortion with KiloArt's phase distortion plugin, which is really cool. This is it. Let's normalize it. Something like that. Now we're gonna use RC20 to apply some more texture to it. And distort this a little bit. Now that we got this sound, we can actually go back to our first patch and just play around with all this. Even the dry and wet from the filter can be tweaked. As you can hear, like, you can do plenty different things. Even with the first. Now even if we play like a straight note, we can actually make all that movement happen. You know, like, as you can hear, with just a straight note, we've got all this movement and like stuff happening, you know. It makes this bass really interesting and can be crafted and recrafted in so many different ways to achieve really cool sounds. And I think we've reached that part where we've got the Nero. So yeah, this is it. We can do the final thing, which is always resample your stuff. Always get your stuff into audio. That way you can look at it, you can use it in so many different ways later on. So this is what we are left with. This pretty cool bass. So yeah, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.